watching Law Vogue. Welcome to it. Thank you for joining me. My name is Vida. Now, I'm always happy to be back on this show because I bring different, interesting personalities who love fashion. And my guest today, Aunty Stylish, you're right, we're at her home and I'll be talking to her all things to do with styling, celebrity styling, herself as well, and where she goes, what rules she follows when it comes to fashion. Now, thanks to Chose Boutique for dressing me today. I absolutely love my look. Everything to do fashion, you know where to go. That's Chose Boutique off Cairo Road. Now, let's go on a short break, and when we get back, I get talking everything to do with fashion and styling with Aunty Stylish. My guest is joining me right now, and I have Amy, aka Aunty Stylish. Thank you for joining me on the show today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Nice to have you. I was looking at you when you came out with the dress. I'm like, oh, this is absolutely beautiful. I love it. I love your whole fashion sense. When I look at your social media, even when we were talking of having you on Law Vogue, everybody was like, yay, we should have her on Law Vogue.
Thank you so much.
So with that note, just take me through how the whole love for fashion started for you, because you know your fashion.
Well, it started as a child. I mean, my mom used to buy me like really expensive clothes and I used to absolutely hate them. Because they were really expensive. It means I had to keep them longer.
Yes.
So I was just like, nah, no. Why don't you wear this? I'm like, I don't want to wear it. I don't want to wear that. And then I started cutting up all my expensive clothes and piecing them. Ooh. And she literally used to throw a fit.
Yes, I can imagine.
Yeah, so we used to live with my granny when we first moved back to Zambia, and like I literally would cut stuff up, and then behind our house there was like a tailor, and I'd ask him to like piece them together.
How I
see it exactly. And my mom would always be like, "Oh my gosh, I'm gonna stop buying you nice things." I'm like, I don't want that.
I want to make my own nice things.
Exactly, because you know when you buy like really luxury stuff, it's like one piece that's like based on longevity, so you have this one piece of clothing for a really, 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 really long time, and I don't do really, 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 really long time with clothes.
Okay. Oh, is it something that's always been like, do you still do that till now? You don't like to keep clothes for too long?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow, I can only imagine how much you spend on clothes anyways. But I would also like to know how your fashion sense has evolved over the years.
So it's evolved both culturally, pop culturally, and based on age.
Yeah.
So I believe in dressing for time and place, and obviously age appropriation as well. Because, I mean, not everybody would agree with me, but I kind of just feel like there's just a certain time where you need to just like level up, you know. I mean, I know I can get away with the fact that I look 18 and I can wear anything, but it really doesn't slide. Yeah, and I also kind of just feel like you are a representation of people that you know, your family and people around you. So I feel like fashion and style speaks for that.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Now, with you being a stylist, I was told that you were talking somewhere and you brought out the difference between, there's a difference between a designer, there's a difference, and a stylist and a tailor.
Yeah.
Just let me in on the difference and how you'd explain the three.
Okay, so basically fashion is really broad. Okay, those are basically the top three that people know of. But with fashion you've also got sourcing and merchandising and all those other things. So a fashion designer is a person that illustrates. Illustrating being they draw the design, that they conceptualize it and they put it on paper. Okay, and then you've got a pattern cutter in between to basically create with cloth your concept. So you visualize something and put it on paper, then the next person has to be smart enough to bring it into reality. So they bring a concept to life, right? So that's your pattern cutter. And then next it's your tailor or your seamstress, the person that stitches what that pattern cutter made together.
Okay.
So your tailor needs to have the knowledge of what stitches go with what fabric and which, because there's zigzag stitches, double stitches, twin stitches. So that person has.
And I was told, if an outfit turns out badly, that's the person who gets all the blame, right?
Always. Always. So then you have your tailor that puts the outfit together. Then I am the stylist.
Okay.
I go to the store and I purchase what this person has made and I put it on the person.
Okay.
Yes. So I do illustrate and I do style, but I don't sew.
You don't sew, okay,
Yes.
okay, that's the tailor's job.
Yes.
Now with you putting it on this person, I noticed on your Instagram, you've been doing these videos where you're sort of giving tips on how to dress for your body and what would work for your body. How do you work with clients that are bent on wearing things that you as a stylist might not see fit for their body?
So I give my clients an evaluation sheet before they actually even start the procedure of changing their wardrobe.
Okay.
So it's why are you changing your wardrobe? What do you what do you think? Why do you wear what you wear now? How do you think it's flattering for you? Those are the kind of questions that I ask, because a lot of people just are like, I want to change my wardrobe. And I'm like, okay, does your wardrobe affect your confidence? Does your wardrobe make you feel like you're not dressing ladylike, or are you too much of a tomboy? Do you need to strike a balance? Are colors a problem? You know, so you have to kind of you need to evaluate each and every single individual as an individual.
Yeah.
People might have the same body type, but remember, people are also tall, they're also short, they're also petite. So it has to be customized to that specific person.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Now, not long ago, you were part of a stylist, part of the team that was styling That's Miss My Hometown.
Yes.
How's it for you working in styling such a big event?
I was screaming a lot. So I had 75 women to deal with.
Wow.
And let me tell you, they were bittersweet, because remember, as an individual, it's what I think looks nice on me. But remember, when someone's looking at you, they're like, nah, I don't know, or oh, you look great, or because they're your friend, they're like, everything looks great.
All the time.
Yes, and I had to literally tell each and every single one of them, and I said, listen, you are individuals.
Yeah.
Okay? Yes, if you look great, your friend will compliment you. But at the end of the day, if you're in a competition, it's you alone. I said, if you want to stay ahead of the game, listen to me.
Yes. You could be getting wrong compliments.
Yes, and, and that's what I said. It's so easy in like a beauty contest to be thrown off by someone.
Yeah.
Because everybody wants to win, So I had to tell them, like, guys, it's an individual thing.
Yes.
And it's okay that it's an individual thing. But I'm here to guide you and I'm here to help you. That's why I'm here.
Well, with the type of style that you have, obviously there's like versatility in what you pick.
Yes.
Have you always been into anything and everything as long as it looks good, or is there something that could help identify where you like, okay, my style is this way?
I don't have like my style is this way. I am absolutely versatile, because I've been able to understand my body. So even when I'm wearing like, for example, like my best friend's always like, I'm like, how's this look? She's like, oh, you're anti-stylish. Anything you wear goes, honestly.
Yeah, you get away with anything.
You get away with anything.
There's people like that. I feel like there's people like that.
They are, and the thing is, that's because you understand what you're doing. So you know how like in fashion, there is like fashion mistakes, right? And people actually look past them. That's because the individual has created a mindset for people that watch them that they can wear anything and everything.
Rihanna.
Exactly. So that's exactly what I've done with myself. I've been able to let people understand that I can wear everything. So even when they see me, they're like, she can wear everything.
She gets away with anything.
Yeah.
She does get away with anything. Now, as a fashion connoisseur, I want to find out from you, with the trends over the years that have been going on with the fashion industry, what would you point out as the worst thing that ever happened to fashion?
This bums thing, the bum's out right now.
Oh, okay.
Cannot stand it. I don't understand why your bum should be out.
Oh.
Like, what's the reason?
Yeah.
Like, the front of your dress is completely covered, and then you've got like your crisscross lace around the back and your butt showing.
And funny thing is, I saw someone walk the red carpet, and I don't know where she was from. It was on TikTok, and this is a maternity that she was wearing, and the back was open.
Yes, and then like you have like a bit of your like you know, that showing, and then your thong's out, and I'm just kind of like, you know what, no, it's a no for me. And it's a no for me not because I'm black or like it's a cultural thing. It's a no for me because I just don't think it's appropriate. I'm kind of like, okay, and then what?
And then what, like, what's the point? Speaking of appropriate, like, what do you point out for you that's just like, okay, it doesn't work when it comes to, do you sometimes feel restrictions? The question is, do you feel restrictions like out of maybe your environment, background, on certain things that you just wouldn't wear?
So I have given myself restrictions. Because like I said, based on my background, I'm representing everybody. So in representing everybody, you need to be a bit considerate about how you're
representing them.
And how you're viewed to people. Because I know a lot of people are like, oh no, you know, do whatever you want, society, it doesn't matter, whatever, millennials, and I'm like, no, it doesn't work. It will never ever work. Simply because there's just so much of fashion that is very pop culture related. So just because Lady Gaga or Beyonce wear leotards on the stage when they're singing does not mean you should wear leotards when you go to an event.
Or you be sitting with people.
Because I've noticed that people don't understand alter egos. Between musicians and actresses, and it's an alter ego thing. When you look at, if you go to the Instagram, you can see that I am dressed for a particular event. The theme of event was this. So I get baffled by seeing things that are being worn where they shouldn't be worn, because I'm kind of like, guys, focus.
But people will be like, oh, I'm wearing what Beyonce wore, but it's Sasha Fierce wore.
Exactly. Sasha, exactly.
They're two different. Well, we'll continue this conversation. Let's take a short break, and when we get back, we talk more on fashion and styling. Tuned, so I'm still my guest Amy, and we have a few things out. There's one specific dress that I want us to talk about, which she hasn't even worn just yet, but I want to start the conversation with this. You being a brand influencer, Amy, does that affect in any way, like affect how you style yourself sometimes? Does that have an influence on how you dress sometimes?
Yes, it does. I mean, I kind of feel like when you're a brand influencer, as an influencer, you need to understand brand alignment. So if a brand decides and says, oh, I need you for this, and it's water, I mean, I'll obviously be in the gym sweating. You know, or like, you know, I have to be able to understand the voice of the brand to be able to represent it correctly. I can't wear what I want when the brand already has an image for itself. So I need to fit with the brand accordingly. So it's not like, oh, brand influencer, yay, I'm doing whatever I want. No, it's not like that. As long as I have my face done, and I'm, no, that's not how it works.
Yeah, it's very important to understand, because you've understood your brand, and so you've been placing importance on other brands. And just before we came on the break, I asked you about walking the red carpet, because you was telling me I don't walk the red carpet. And you passionately spoke about why you do not walk the red carpet. Just take us through that again, Amy.
So I don't walk the red carpet simply because I just kind of feel like a lot of fashion designers are misrepresenting themselves. They don't take the red carpet as seriously as I think they should. And personally, I just kind of feel like, you know, if I'm a 5-star, right? Like, I don't want to go to like a 4-star. You know? So I kind of just feel like people in fashion in Zambia need to actually start challenging themselves. You need to start like taking it up a notch, you know, because even globally, everybody's taking it up a notch. I mean, bums are out, you know. So you need to be able to say, listen, I have used this same method for the past 9 years, and now I'm on my 10th year. Let me push myself and let me represent my brand accordingly. How serious you take your brand is how serious you take yourself.
That's true. But when you say that it's not taken so seriously, then how do you feel when you see there's lots of red carpet events and many people are talking about how fashion is now being taken to the next level, but half the time the fashion that we see on our red carpet is a copy and paste of something that was seen somewhere. Say this celebrity was wearing it and then it's on to the next.
Okay, so essentially fashion is referential. There is nothing in fashion that's never been made before.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the absolute truth. No one can lie and say, I did this, it's mine.
Yeah.
It's not possible because remember, we've got the basic pattern of a t-shirt, a jacket, a blazer, and all your clothes. It's only what and how you use fabrics and materials and accessories to visualize this creative idea that you might have for something. Because a pair of skinny jeans is a pair of skinny jeans.
Yeah.
What you add on, take off, rip it, cut it, slay it, it's something
that was already in existence.
Exactly. So it's your creativity to take it up a notch. I've got a blank canvas. How can I make this artistic?
Okay.
You know, so even for red carpet events, I would say like for designers, if someone comes to you and says, I want this dress, if you're creative enough, suggest to them, can I turn it up a notch?
Yeah.
Can I snip it here? Can I give it a bit of a nip and tuck, you know? And own it, make it your own. So people are not owning it, and I'm saying own it.
Own it. And that's where the disappointment comes in, because the part of owning it is not understood. So you see that they take that was the original concept, and then people obviously find out who wore it, and they do that mix of who wore it better, and it just totally
and the funny memes.
Then they start laughing at the people. Now, I did say there's something I wanted us to talk about when we look at some of the stuff that you brought out, and it's this dress. You were telling me before it came on that you haven't yet worn it.
Yes.
But what made you get this dress?
I just love how it's made.
How it's made, yeah? When you walked out of the room, the guys in the back, in the back of the camera, our crew, was asking, but when you wear this, how's this openings? Like, how do you even wear
so
this
it's, can I wear it for you?
Yes, okay, we'll show it at the end.
Cool.
We'll show it at the end, she'll definitely wear it. but what was it about the dress that just drew you?
It was the braid. The braided pattern and the cutouts of the dress.
Yeah.
So this dress is from Kai Collective, a Ghanaian girl in the UK that makes really dope clothes. And again, she plays with pattern. This is your basic maxi dress. She just added some braids to it and some molds.
Identity. Her own identity.
Exactly. She's added her signature to it, you know, and that's what I think we should start doing here. Yeah,
very important. It's very important that we start embracing and having your own identity. Like, as a designer, people need to have that thing where when they see something that's yours. But locally, who would you point out is as somebody who's pushing what we've known as the limits when it comes to fashion?
Locally, who is pushing the limits when it comes to fashion? Okay, so currently I'm going to hand it to Mangas Anderson.
Okay.
He has been able to take us to New York Fashion Week. I mean, first of all, that's a really big deal.
Yes.
That's something that we should all, on media, everywhere, be talking about.
Yes.
How many Zambian designers have been to New York Fashion Week? You know what I mean?
He's the first.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's a very big deal. And for me, it's thank you for getting us there. Thank you for putting Zambia somewhere. Thank you for getting us noticed. Now they know that there's Zambia.
There's Zambia.
You know what I mean?
There's Zambia, yeah.
I mean, it's as simple as that. And now people are going to have a lookout for us.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So he's done a lot for the nation, I would say, to be honest. It's like how Esther Chungwe had performed Coldplay at Global Citizen.
Yeah.
That was a very big deal. But I don't think people understand how big of a big deal some of these things are. So we need to actually just be more supportive of each other. Like, we need to drive people. If Mangas Anderson right now is doing the most, everybody should be pushing him until he until he reaches the stars, you know. That's what I believe in.
I totally believe in pushing each other also. But I remember there's certain people that will support their fellow Zambians when they're doing big and you acknowledge that this is huge.
Yeah.
I don't know if this person, but I saw a comment. I think this person was speaking from a point of view of a really ignorant point.
Yeah.
Because they said, oh, what's there to celebrate? It's New York. It's not even that big a deal. I'm like, it's New York Fashion Week.
Thank you. It's not New York City. It's New York Fashion Week.
Yes.
All the who's of fashion are in New York Fashion Week, are in Milan Fashion Week.
Exactly.
Like you need to, okay, but maybe they were not part of the industry. But as a person part of the fashion industry, you know how much of a big deal being in New York Fashion Week is.
Yeah, I totally get, and I was super proud. We're super proud of Mainga. We've been talking about it even with our entertainment news. We've been talking about it a whole lot. But we're almost coming to the end of this.
Okay.
And earlier on, before we took the first break, you were talking about how you don't want to keep clothes for too long.
Yes.
But even with that, does that also limit how much you spend on items?
My spending on clothes is limitless.
It's limitless.
It's limitless. I have arguments with people around me about my shopping habits, and quite frankly, I just feel like, you know what, I will buy clothes, you will buy shoes, I will still buy clothes, you will buy food, I will always buy clothes.
You always buy clothes. Clothes come first.
Always.
Always.
Yeah.
Now, if we even start to put price to it, like, okay, what's the most you would go and spend?
I don't care what I'm spending. If I like it, I buy it.
What's the most you've spent then?
Oh, so the most I've spent on a clothing item. Okay, this dress cost me 8,000 kwacha.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Okay.
I guess that's the most I've spent in Zambia, like buying
here.
Buying at home.
Wow.
Yeah. It cost me like 8,000.
I think it's worth it because I'm touching it now.
And it feels good, right?
It does feel good. Totally worth it.
Yeah.
Well, Amy, thank you so much for joining me on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, great. So I've been talking to Aunty Stylish. I'm saying bye now, but she'll change into this dress and give you some fashion tips.
Hey guys, so I have got 3 very simple fashion tips for you. And the first one would be, for ladies, always have a little black dress. That is the ultimate rule in the fashion world, to always have a little black dress. And the second one is going to be for gents, and I would say own a very, very nice pair of brown shoes. A lot of people kind of just feel like brown, oh my gosh, but it actually goes well with navies, grays, khakis, and you actually have like more of a color spectrum, but that's for me. And overall, always have a really nice jacket because jackets can be dressed up and dressed down. Thanks.